UFC 313 is over and the potards are really mad. Exactly what I said would most likely play out did. I literally said this is going to be a technical striking fight, and that's exactly what it is. Even though Ankalaev does not grapple, he has the ability, and all he needs to do is show that in the fight, mix it up. And that's exactly what he did. Now, I wanted him to do it earlier in the fight, but Ankalaev actually showed that he's more technical than I even gave him credit for, honestly, because he made Ferreira comfortable. Ferreira was going to leg kicks, looking good, all that. Second round, he started reading him more, and then from nowhere, started going for the takedowns. And like Merab, he doesn't even need to land the takedowns, right? He didn't need to. Even if it's just a feint, fake takedowns, whatever. He put the fear of the takedown in Pereira's mind. This is the first fighter that Pereira has faced that is actually installing a thought of, okay, I might be taken down in this fight. And once he started doing that, Pereira didn't have nothing for him, man. Pereira didn't have nothing for him. Pereira won round 1 when I was watching it live from the judges card as well. And the last round, every round in the middle, round 2, round 3, round 4, Ankalaev. Potards are mad, man. I come on Twitter and I see this. I knew. People are really mad, and I've seen some delusional takes. Magomed Ankalaev beat Pereira on the feet and just mixed it up with the grappling, had control time as well, and that's how he won that fight. All right, so I'm enjoying reacting to the potards reaction. It gives me joy, and I like Pereira. You know, I wanted him to win. It would be better for the UFC, but I had to make an objective take. My total picks, I went, as you can see here, let's see, I believe I went 8. Yeah, there it is, right here. I got 8 picks out of 10 correct. Again, with the breakdown of this fight, Magomed kept his patience, was very technical, picked his shots, didn't go crazy. Yuri Prochazka was a reckless striker. Okay, we all know this, fun but reckless, and Pereira took advantage of that. Cahill Roundtree was technical, you know, but the thing about Roundtree is when he smells blood, he goes crazy and tries to take you out. So he tried to do that with Pereira a lot, and Pereira was able to counter, gain his confidence, and break him down. Jan Blachowicz is not the most technical fighter. He's well-rounded, he can strike, he has power, can grapple a little bit, better than Pereira on the ground. And I thought he won that fight, but it was very close. But that's besides the point. He's not the most technical. And I just felt like Ankalaev was better than these guys in all 3 aspects. I said it in my video. Ankalaev is more technical than Jan Blachowicz, more disciplined than Yuri Prochazka, all right, and more composed than Cahill Roundtree. So that's exactly how that was the path to the victory, man. What's next for Ankalaev? I don't know. A bunch of rematches. It's a bunch of people he hasn't fought too, so the future is bright. They did ask Pereira. Joe Rogan asked Pereira if he wanted a rematch. You know, how does he feel about a rematch? And Pereira was like, oh yeah, he's gonna go back to the cage, go back to training and see how he plays out. And you know, he doesn't want that rematch. And honestly, if they have a rematch, either the same thing happens or Ankalaev would look even more confident, because now, even more dominant, because now he's more confident. He sees the path to victory. It's going to be an easier win. So, but Dana White also is a fan of the freaking rematch. They asked him as well, and he said he was down. So we'll see. We'll see. Still a bunch of good matches to make with both guys. Second question of the night. Co-main event, Justin Gaethje. Gaethje is so back. I'm so happy for Justin Gaethje. He looked so good. He looked like vintage Gaethje. And honestly, if you told me, I said it on the live stream, if you rewind a few years back and you asked me a question between Fiziev and Max Holloway, who do you think is going to knock Gaethje out? I'd have said Fiziev. Fiziev looked good as well, landed a lot of shots, but Gaethje ate them. It played out the same way the first fight played out, okay? Gaethje making his reads, letting Fiziev do his thing, adjusting, using his experience. He landed so many uppercuts, and then versus body shots, because Fiziev landed a lot of body shots as well. This was a very fun fight. I think the best fight of the night, but I got my pick right in this one. Next fight, Ignacio Bahamondes defeats Jalen Turner, round 1 submission. Who would have thought Bahamondes was good on the ground? I definitely didn't. But then again, Jalen Turner kind of put himself there. So I don't know. Turner looks off, man. Apparently, he dealt with a lot of mental stuff after the fight against Bobby Green, where it was a terrible stoppage. Okay, so that affected him, and he carried that into the fight with Moicano. He should have won that fight against Moicano, but didn't. Try to do a walk-off KO because he didn't want to have another late finish, I guess, mentally, like he said, and then went to the next round and Moicano finished him. Jalen Turner retired. One of the youngest fighters to retire. He's only like 29 or something like that. I was very surprised. So I think something definitely, went off with him. But shout out to Jalen Turner. But the night was Ignacio Bahamondes. He did look good. He was very defensive when Turner got the full guard on him, landing elbows, staying active, and then cut that triangle, took him out. Lemos versus Lucindo. Terrible fight. One of the most boring fights I've ever watched. But of course, Lemos, more experience, dominated Lucindo. Bobby Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. Wow, this was crazy. The best finish from the Fighting Nerds. Mauricio Ruffy spinning head kick, landing on Bobby Green. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the performance of the night. He definitely made up for the previous fight he had. He got a lot of backlash in his previous fight, but styles make fights, man. Styles makes fights. Not every time these guys can look, invincible and stuff like that, but Mauricio Ruffy, very, very great performance. I picked a KO, but I picked round 3. My guy got it down in round 1. Good win. Joshua Van versus Ray Tsuruya. This was not a bad fight. Pretty technical. Tsuruya just stayed grappling most of the time. Barely threw shots, but he threw here and there. Had his moments, but this was absolutely Joshua Van's night. Clear decision for him. Got the pick exactly. Bruno Ferreira versus Arman Petrosyan. Man, I wouldn't have seen freaking Ferreira get a knockout. Sorry, a submission. I was surprised. I picked him to get a KO in round 2, but he got a submission. This was a good fight. Ferreira has unlocked his well-roundedness, because now we already know the guy knocks people out. Now you have that fear of submissions as well. Next, we got Carlos Leal versus Alex Morono. Leal was like, he's not letting the same thing that happened in the last fight, him getting a robbery, happen again. Beautiful performance from Leal. Got a knockout. Put Morono to sleep. That was a great performance. Next, we got Marion Santos versus Francis Marshall. I got my pick right, but this was an absolute robbery. No way did this fight go to Santos. I was very surprised. Crazy robbery. And the last fight, I got wrong as well. I picked Santos, but I think Santos won. I think it was a robbery, but this one was closer. It was more bearable than the previous fight. But yeah, man, that's how I did on my picks. Good card. It was a decent card. For rating the card, I would give it like a 7, maybe 6.9 or 7/10. Not a bad card. A lot of finishes, nice performances. Everything I broke down with the main events happened. All right. It's exactly how it played out. I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but Pereira fans need to humble themselves, man. I'm seeing delusional takes on Twitter and social media talking about, oh, all Ankalaev did was hug and this and that. Like, bruh, no, man. Ankalaev defeated Pereira fair and square. Pereira looked the worst. I've not seen him look like this before. This is his worst performance. He was touring, hanging out, going to Drake's concert, all that stuff, which is fine, but he was facing his biggest test. and Ankalaev absolutely shut him down. He beat him in striking and then mixed it up with the dominant grappling. And I'm just glad Justin Gaethje is back. I'm so glad Justin Gaethje is back. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Alex Pereira did more to win? Do you, like, come on, man, don't be delusional. Don't be delusional. Do you think Ankalaev did not deserve that win? Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's a crazy take, but let me know how I'm tripping. And who do you think Ankalaev should face next? Who do you think Pereira should face next? You guys want to see a rematch? I don't know. I'm not interested in a rematch, but what I'm sure the UFC would like to give him another opportunity. I'm sure they would like to give Pereira another opportunity to make up for this. That would be the best case scenario. But I don't think it's gonna change anything. I think it will play out the same way. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.